I want to thank you for tuning in today. My name is Jason Krolovitz, and I'm here to discuss some export options on Becken Ice Cream. We had done a little bit of research on this company, and I'm here to talk to you about our target market. So the target market, after the initial research, we had narrowed it down to 5 different countries. China, Indonesia, Australia, Iran, and New Zealand. There's a couple reasons why we narrowed it down originally to those 5 different countries. China was the first one we had looked at. China, due to the large population, also a large amount of that population, about roughly 90%, are actually lactose intolerant. One of the big selling points of our ice cream at Becken is that it's lactose free. So that was one of the reasons that we had specifically gone and looked at China. That was also another reason we looked at Indonesia as well. Indonesia, similar to China, also has a large amount of the population that is lactose intolerant. So a great way for our product to benefit the consumer there, being able to enjoy the ice cream and not have that, those issues with the lactose intolerant. The other reason we had looked at China was due to market growth. With ice cream looking at about a 3.5% growth over the next year. Also Indonesia also had market growth as well of about 10% they had over the next 2 years. So that was another determining factor in looking at going with Indonesia as well. Australia was one that we had looked at. Australia, biggest with Australia was it's a health conscious society. Since we are promoting a health conscious ice cream, we thought that that would be a great market to target, as they are very health conscious in Australia, and that is a great promotion for our product as well. New Zealand was one of the other ones that we had looked at, one of the other countries. One of the big selling points for New Zealand was it does consume the most amount of ice cream. So we had to look at where does this product actually sell, who consumes the most amount, and New Zealand did top that list of consuming the most amount of ice cream per person. Iran was another one that we had looked at. The reason being on Iran's side was it looks like it has the highest potential for growth over the next 5 years. We're looking at roughly about 15% growth in the ice cream market. So that would be a great target market for us, as we want to make sure that we're promoting our products in a place where that market is going to continue to grow. Ultimately, we did narrow the choices down to 3. We did narrow it down to China, Indonesia, and Australia. The reason we narrowed it down to those 3, China, due to the large amount of the population that is lactose intolerant, and also having a very large population as well. Same with Indonesia, large amount of the population lactose intolerant. The market growth over the next few years looks promising in both of those countries. We also looked at Australia as well as being the 3rd one. Like I said, since we do promote a health conscious ice cream, we are a health conscious company. We thought that would be a great market to look at as well, since Australia does rank as one of the highest health conscious countries out there. Ultimately, we did go ahead and narrow down our target market to 1 country, and that 1 country being China. There was several factors that allowed us to go ahead and choose China as our target market. Biggest thing for us was being able to reach the most amount of people, and China does have a large population, and also a large amount of that population is lactose intolerant. So that does give us the ability to reach the most amount of the consumers we possibly can, but also the most amount of consumers that would benefit from our lactose-free ice cream. So that was the biggest 2 factors for us, was that population, and being the fact that the large amount of the population is lactose intolerant. We also have very ease of transportation to China. We continue to export products to the China market within the United States. So that there is an ease of transportation there as well, which would also help us to be able to move that product over to China. So ultimately, China was the market that we went ahead and selected as our target market. Once again, my name is Jason. I do want to thank you for spending the time and listening to this. And we'll go ahead and pass it on to our next presenter, who will discuss some additional information with you. Thank you.